Hi, my name is Terry and I am the Sim Racing Noob. On this channel, I'm going to be posting sim racing content that's races or me analysing my races, reviews, but it's probably going to be me crashing mainly, to be honest. I've never done sim racing before for the races you're about to see, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I used to play a lot of racing games back in the day, but I kind of stopped during the Xbox 360 era because I'm a bit old. I'm nearly 40. But I'm really enjoying it so far, really liking it. And to really get into sim racing, I've decided to shell out on quite a big, like pretty sweet setup. Just this. It's an Xbox controller with some thumb grips on. Yeah. But I have actually bought a wheel, but in the races you're going to see it's with the controller. I got a Thrustmaster T128 just to start out with, and I'm getting used to it. The races you're about to see is on a new sim racing game called Rennsport. It's only on the Epic Store. It's an open beta at the moment. I don't know what the pricing structure is going to be when it fully releases. If it's going to be like iRacing through a subscription and I have to buy everything, or if it's just going to be free to play. I don't know yet. But onto the races. So my first ever race in Rennsport is on Spa. There's only a few tracks available in this game at the minute, and I'm starting in 12th because I failed to set a qualification time because I kept like coming off the track. So at the start, there's a crash already. I think someone just didn't actually go straight away, and coming up to T1, it's gonna be a mess. Let's see how it goes. I decided to stick on the outside to try and avoid everything that sort of happens. You did see a car had span out on the corner itself, but I managed to get through. I think I've gone up one position so far, or a couple of positions now. And yeah, I mean, this corner, I've always find it a bit difficult. That Audi ahead didn't help for him braking. I didn't think you need to brake at all. But I know the Audi in Rennsport it's not very stable, and that's the car I'm in. I do switch to the BMW in later races because it is just more stable. And yeah, I am using the control on this, so you can see how twitchy it is just using the controller, and it is really difficult to keep control of the car, but I think I did pretty well there. I mean, there was a yellow flag and I did overtake the person who was in front of me. I'm not sure if that's against the rules or not. I didn't get like a penalty or anything against me, but I think it was the right move to take in that situation. So I didn't really have anywhere else to go. When there are incidents that involve me in this track, or any race I actually do, I will sort of slow it down and give you my opinion on whether it was my fault or not, because there are some incidents, because I am really new. But you can see me going around this track and I am I am struggling. I know I'm going to be missing braking points, probably braking too late, too early, or just even struggling with shifting. You can see here the first time I've come off. Extremely lucky that I didn't hit those two guys. Again, brand new to sim racing, and I jumped straight into a race. So all I had was a very small practice session in Rennsport. The practice session, I think you can't even do one lap because it's really short, and then you do have a qualifying session as well, which I think you get a couple of laps round, but I just kept coming off the track, just a tiny bit, and that would invalidate the lap completely. But in terms of the overall race so far, I mean, I am 10th at the moment. I'm still up in, from where I started, which is good. You can see the other guys are a little bit behind me. I just need to, I think one of the main things I think any new racer or sim racer needs to focus on is, consistent lap times. Even if those lap times aren't that good, if you can be consistently at that pace, then you can start to try to improve, maybe brake a little bit later or change how you accelerate out the corner, something like that. Just as long as you can get consistent times down, and that's where you can see something I'm really struggling with at the moment. So I'm going to fast forward it a little bit when not much is happening. You can see that when you go off the track or do something that's sort of against the rules, you do get an incident point. And you can see that in the top right. When you do get 15 points, at least 15 points in this race, you will get a penalty towards you. And that will generally be just a straight time penalty or a drive-through penalty. So slowing it down for here, this sort of downhill corner, I struggled at for so long just to get it right. In much later races, I sort of can take it a lot better, but I just spin out at the exact same point as my first lap. So going forward a lap, I did actually lose a position on the sort of the main straight after the first corner. Again, on this downhill corner, I still haven't got it quite sussed out yet, and my instant points are building up. But I thought I'd at least show this corner for lap 3 because I didn't actually spin out for once. Thankfully. I know I probably still didn't take it very well, but it looks like I gained on the guy ahead, and you can see in the bottom right corner the sort of tyre grip or something. I'm not too sure what it represents, but oh yeah, I kind of spin out. Anyway. Yay. Just coming towards the end of the lap though. Again, this chicane I always quite struggle with. I always think I take it too slow. Definitely there I did. Get knocked by the guy in behind. I think that is probably because I slowed down too much, but he should have still avoided me, I would guess. I mean, it's still on him. But you can see this bloody keyboard appeared. And now I'm sort of completely panicking. No idea what to do. I don't even know what this keyboard, or at the time, I had no idea what it was. So I completely lose focus of what's going on in the race. I later find out it's the Steam UI keyboard because I have a controller plugged in. If this does ever pop up for you guys, you press like B on your Xbox controller to get rid of it. And yeah, it kind of screws me up. But this race kind of ends in a massive failure. I mean, I break my instant points. I have to drive through the pits because of my penalty, and the keyboard keeps showing up on my screen. So I basically just end up quitting the race. And yeah, I think it does put me down at like a 13th overall. But I mean, it's a start, right? And yeah, my races thankfully do improve. So on to the next one. Now we're at Monza, and well, yeah. Look at that for a start. I get hit in the back by someone who false started, and they hit me, and because I went forward, I get a drive-through penalty for false starting. This is my second race, and yeah. So for me, in my head, I kind of know this race is over, but I thought I'd just try and just set consistent laps. So first turn at Monza, I mean, it is a bit of a mess. I'm nudging the Audi next to me. But it doesn't seem like too many people have actually gone off, apart from, you know, that Audi clearly smashed into me. I don't know if he got hit and then that made him hit into me. I don't know. But, yeah. If you can think of any other worse start to a race than this, let me know down below. I get a false start penalty. Okay, let's address that moment there. I know that was completely my fault for not entering the track safely, which made that Porsche go off. I know that's 100% on me, so I'm not going to slow down and go through that. I know that's 100% on me. But yeah, this start is absolutely terrible. I get a false start penalty for getting hit in the back, and then on that corner going around on Monza. God. Sorry, I've just seen that the Audi disappear into the shower realm. But yeah, a very terrible start. I know I'm not going to get a good result in this race, but again, like probably every other track you're going to see in this video, it's my first time on it. I need to get used to the track and try to get some good laps down. But the Audi, if you're going to play Rennsport, and I recommend it because it is good. I have actually been playing iRacing now, so there's going to be iRacing stuff on the channel. But don't pick an Audi to race with because it's terrible. In the GT3 class, I think any of the other cars are better. There's a BMW, a Mercedes, a Porsche, and then there's the Audi. Just pick one of those other three because they're much better to race with, honestly. And my racing does improve a lot more when I pick the Audi. But yeah, you can see in the top left what cars people are racing in, and yeah, I'm still in the Audi. But first lap is over, and yeah, it's been a terrible lap. But I do improve my lap times throughout this race. You can see in the top left, my best is a 151.548, and my last was a 157. So yeah, I ain't got that consistency down. but this lap is my best lap so far. So going into that first chicane, I was braking in between the 150 and the 100 marker, and I think that was getting me pretty decent into the corner, but I just wasn't getting the turns quite right. But I'm still up at the minute. I do need to say that even though I'm sort of late 30s, I don't drive. And this is my first time doing anything with manual gears, so I am probably getting it wrong when it comes to upshifting and downshifting. Probably not at the right times, or probably staying in a gear that's too high in certain corners. So if you see that, let me know. But I think every corner so far I've done better in compared to my other fastest lap. Maybe apart from that one I had a better exit, but I think I always slow down way too much for that corner. In the Audi I struggle in this, well, I struggle in every corner, to be honest. And I think for that one, yeah, you can see I lost like nearly 300s, is that 300s? I'm not sure, or 0.3 on that corner alone. So that is something I really need to work on. And coming up to the last corner, I think the Audi, I mean, like I said earlier, the Audi isn't very good in Rennsport, so don't use it. It really struggles. But it also could be that I'm using a controller. I don't like feel the car gripping the road when you're using the controller. So, and you can like turn too much compared to like what you can do with a wheel because you don't have that resistance. But yeah, that was my fastest lap of this race, a 151.491. You can see I'm way behind like the other people up ahead in terms of their laps, but I'm improving, which is good. But I fast forwarded it to the end of the race because nothing of note really happened. I didn't even see anyone else in the race, didn't set another fastest lap. I did break my incident points, so I do get a time penalty at the end. I finished 5th, but that's last because everyone else has quit. But it's still kind of alright, I guess. Now we're on to some hypercar action in Daytona, and this is a rolling start, and I'm pretty sure rolling starts are bugged in Rennsport. My friend is also racing in this. He's Redcoat Viking, the top left, where I think he qualified 3rd, so he should be 3rd, but other people messed up the rolling start. I didn't quite understand the rolling start at first because it says stay behind the car in front. And to me, I was thinking the car in front of my position, which is my friend, Redcoat. But it didn't mean that. It meant the car ahead of me. And I think that whole start there bugged out because it flashed green for me. I charged ahead. It didn't flash green for anyone else. And I haven't got like a false start penalty or anything. And now the race is bugged for me where I've got these red lights shown at the top. So I think for me, even though, so it flashed green for me and I bombed it past the safety car or the pace car, whatever it's called, I think it just completely bugged out. It's just, the game's an open beta, it's going to have issues. This is my first race in a hypercar and they're quite difficult to control, especially with the braking, because the other cars that I've used so far in Rennsport, or at the time of making the video, you could slam on your brakes with the trigger on the controller and you wouldn't lock up, but you would with a hypercar. So I had to adjust quite a bit, and again, it's not going well. I think for that miss on that corner, I'm not sure what else I could do. I had to get out of the way. There isn't any damage in the races in Rennsport. You can see there I locked up the wheels when trying to brake in. But hypercars, they are quite fun to drive in Rennsport. I'm just not very good at it. But coming around on this the turn left section of the American track, which is usually only 2 corners to turn left round. I really like this chicane that comes up. It's just a really quick, I'm not sure if it even is a chicane or it's like a double chicane. Slow down a little bit, quickly slam it in and slam it back out. I think even though that's my first time going around that corner in a race, I think I did it really well, and that's quite key. I think that corner, keep your speed up in that so you can then really bomb it round here, the last corner I guess for the lap. But one corner that it's just really hard, I feel, to get right is the first corner, which is just come up in a second. I'm not sure where to brake, where to turn in, what line to get. I mean, I completely screw it up completely, but it is a really weird corner. But since at this time many people are so new to Rennsport, yeah, in my head I just really felt like if I could just keep the car on the track, even if I was getting a little bit slower into corners, I'll probably finish well, because other people will probably just spin out. And I'm fourth at the minute, which is really damn good. Even though I have messed up in the first lap, I know I've taken that corner way too slow, but there we go, there's a guy off the track right there, and now I'm up into third somehow, and now I'm up into second somehow. Yeah, so it's my third race and I'm in a podium position, so all I need to do is really keep it steady on the track, don't push too hard. But, you know, I am a noob, so it's not always going to go to plan. Yeah, this chicane, I think I cut too early there, which really messed up my exit there completely. Guy behind me, you know, you can see how much faster he's going, so I do just let him pass. In my head, at being really new to racing, I was thinking if I just let these people pass that go in really fast, I can either get their slipstream or just follow them and try to get their line. So there, I knock this guy off. That's what it looks like, but I want your guys' opinion on this. We're going to call this incident 1. So if you're putting a comment down, put incident 1 and what you think. But for this, I'm pretty sure it's on me, because you can see me turning, but in the bottom right you can see like the throttle and the clutch and the brake. You see early on that I sort of slam the brake on, which I think locks up the wheels so I can't turn in. So I basically plow into him because I've lost control of the car. That's what I think, but let me know what you guys think. I think this is on me. Luckily though, he doesn't go off into the shadow realm. He remains keeps control of his car, and I do let him through. You know, like I said, I feel like it was my fault, and again, I've got that idea in my head. If I can get someone who's a bit faster ahead of me and just follow his line, then I can just have a better race and improve myself. And I think I sort of need to do that a lot. Try to, you know, follow people. Yeah, luckily for me, and sort of unluckily really, I guess, he spins out. That puts me back up into second, which is amazing. But now I don't have anyone fast to follow, right? Now fast forward into lap 4, and I think this is probably the worst way you could take this corner. Probably the worst way it's been taken in history. Because, yeah, going to the tyres, I have to reverse. I can see these other guys coming up on the map, so I can't just gun it and let them pass. Luckily, one of them completely spins out. I'm not going to say that's my fault at all. I was off the track letting him go letting him go past. But yeah, it happens. I'm third. It doesn't mean I can follow this guy though. Try to make the most of it, you know. And coming up to this little double chicane, again, I think I take it pretty well. I mean, I think he's made a meal of it. I've gained in him, I think, and I've at least got a better, or maybe slightly better exit, but I can at least get his toe or get into the slipstream of him. Actually, on this sector 3, I do set a purple, which I believe is like the best sector out of the whole race, at least at that point, I think. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I think that's mainly because I was getting the slipstream from him. But yeah, this corner, man, it's such a weird corner to do, and I think it's a really difficult corner to take. If anyone knows how to take that corner well, please let me know down in the comments below. And then, yeah, I completely screw up this corner. Well, I know I should be just trying to follow people and maybe not fully racing them, just so I can get that experience of maybe putting pressure on people, keeping up with people, making the right racing decisions. I'm trying to push myself too much because, you know, I want to do better and get a better position than what I'm in. So yeah, Can I just screw up? But nothing really else happens in that. I break the instant limit again, so I get a time penalty. I don't even set a fastest lap because I can't keep the car on the track. Now back to Spa in the GT4 class, and in GT4 in Rennsport there's only the BMW or the Audi. I would recommend taking the BMW because the Audis are still a bit slippery. And I'm showing you my qualification lap for this because while I am really new, I think this is quite a good indication of the racing, right? So you get enough time to do 2 laps. I've done my first lap and that was a 2:35, but I went off the track at some point, so it discounts it. But let's take a look at this lap. So I think I take that quite well. I don't think, you know, I probably could have taken it a little bit better, but it was a good chicane. Now just coming down this main straight, I'm not too sure on the ideal braking point, so I try to brake just sort of after that last sign. But I do actually get a purple sector 1, at least for a time. So that, again, if I'm getting that right, was the best in the session at the time I set it. Which, for my second time racing on Spa, first time in a GT4 on a controller, I think that's really damn good. I do really like Spa. Now this corner again, please let me know in the comments what's the best way to take it. I think I take it alright and maybe slow down a bit too much, but I think that's better than coming off the track. I'm not sure if I'm in too high a gear as well. I think I make that error quite a bit, maybe not shifting down enough. I've recently done an iRacing Formula V race, and I think I sort of sussed it out a bit better in the Formula Vs. But this lap, I think it is going pretty well. I mean, there we go, a purple S2. So this lap could be a damn good lap. I mean, I did have a purple S1 until, you know, someone took it shortly after, but a purple S2. If I can nail the ending chicane, because I don't think you can really mess up this like long winding, it's not straight, but you know what I mean. If I can nail this, then I should be able to get a good qualification. But you know, I don't think I get the this chicane quite well. I think I slide around it a little bit. But let's see where I end up. That's not bad, really, is it? I mean, second. I mean, I was on pole, and that is setting a better lap than at least my friend Redcoat, who didn't set an actual lap. But yeah, second place in the controller. That's pretty damn good. And I think I get an alright start as well. Luckily, the guy in first has the inside, so I can't really try to do something drastic and swing it in. And luckily, I don't get taken out by anyone on T1. So if I can keep it consistent, have a good consistent speed and lap times, then really I should be on for a good position here. I mean, the BMW broke going up that chicane. You don't need to brake at all, and that did kind of mess me up a little bit and lost some speed. You can see the Audi just really gained it on me. Now as this guy's coming up on the inside, I know I need to now give him space for the corner. I mean, he's completely gone past me. I outbrake him and there's a collision, and yeah. So what happened? Initially, during the race, I completely blamed the Audi because he hit into my side. But slowing it down and then actually watching it, you can see I'm turning for the apex. I'm still turning in. Like, it's like I'm trying to cut him off. And in the moment of the race, I probably didn't even realize what I was doing, or maybe my brain didn't care. So I'm taking that 100% on me. That is my fault that guy came off. Let me know what you think down below. So I was second, but because of that, you know, I couldn't safely rejoin the track. So I think I pretty much had to let everyone go through. And that you know, it really sucks. I mean, I'm in 7th now. I just need to keep on pushing, keep trying to catch. I know I can set a good lap because, well, I've qualified 2nd, right? So I just need to keep it on the track, and unlike the Audi who just crashed out in the rear, then I'll be able to catch them. I think I've taken that corner pretty well in the GT4. I think it's more difficult in the GT3, but looking at the exits that corner, I probably wasn't going fast enough or turning in way too much, like far too sharp. I should have eased off the steering, but at this point I'm still using the controller, and it is really difficult to get those fine sort of smooth movements. Like I said, I've got a wheel now, a Thrustmaster T128, so it is a lot it's a lot easier to use, but I don't think I'm as fast yet with a wheel as I was with a controller, because I'm completely new to wheel, completely new to using pedals. So we're 8 seconds behind the leader in the minute, which is really where we should be, at least close to him. But we'll see if we can catch up to them. That BMW's gone wide. There was a yellow flag earlier. I'm not sure what happened. But coming into T1, it's not always a mess. It nearly always is, and this BMW is quite close behind me. And yeah, there we go. I'm not sure if that was purely malicious on that guy, or if he just completely messed up. Part of me thinks he completely messed up because he did mess up that chicane earlier. Well, part of me kind of wanted to knock him off, but yeah. Also because of that evidence there of him spinning off, I think just like me, he's just brand new. So yeah. Now there's a fair gap in front of me and behind me, 6 seconds each way. I need to knuckle down and try to catch him. So we're coming round at the end of lap 3 now, and actually at the end of this lap, my 3rd lap sets a new fastest lap of the entire race. So 2:30.955. I know there's probably people watching this that can set a much better lap than that in a GT4 car, but I think that's damn good being in the controller, and I've caught up to the guy ahead. It was 6 seconds ahead, and now well, now he's right in front of me, and I could see another car just going up the chicane as well. My friend Redcoat, he's 3rd at the minute. Ideally I want to catch him and knock him off, I mean take him over safely. And now catching up with this guy, getting his slipstream, I need to take it safely. Right, I don't have a lot of opportunities to take over people, especially on corners. So I guess it's part of building a racecraft to take over safely, and I think I've done that all right. I mean, in terms of the time, I have lost quite a bit of time pulling that maneuver, but I've taken over him. I think that was a damn good takeover. I mean, I'm already like a second ahead of him. 1.3 seconds, 1.4 seconds. So I think I've done a damn good job there. Apart from this corner. I just fast forward into lap 5. Nothing else has really happened apart from the guy I took over earlier is way behind now. This guy was 5th. He span out and decided to park it in the middle of the track, which, I mean, obviously he shouldn't have, right? But now, where it says we're up into 4th now, and I don't really know what happened, how I got to 4th, because I was 6th, took over that guy in front of me. Now I'm 5th. I think someone may have quit the race or something. Not too sure. Now I'm fast forwarding again. You can see I'm 3rd. I'm 3rd because the guy who is now 4th, who was leading for most of the race, broke his incident point. So he had to drive through. So that's how I took him over. That's how he ruined his race. And you can see I've got 1 incident point left. So if I mess up on the last few corners, I'm down a hell of a lot. But I keep it on the track and I get 3rd. I mean, I'm really happy with that. Even though there was quite a few mess-ups in the race, I think that was a really damn good race, considering my best lap time. And yeah, if I was just more consistent, I reckon I would have finished a lot better. And if I didn't cause that incident where that guy hit into me, I know that was 100% my fault. Welcome back to Monza, and I qualified 15th because I didn't actually set a lap. But you kind of know what's coming with T1. I get an alright start. I think the two people I take over make my start look better than it is. I think I just had like an average start, but those two people didn't. And now it's T1. Now I knocked that BMW to my right, knocked the BMW in front of me, start sliding over. The BMW you see coming across there was the first one I hit. I'm getting nudged in the back. There's another Porsche that span out. The BMW to my right is my mate, who I nudge into, then nudge into the Porsche, and the Porsche goes into him. And, yeah. I know I didn't cause everything to go wrong here, but you can see that BMW just completely veered off to the right after I knocked into him. Knocked into the BMW in front, which thankfully he didn't spin out. But I had to brake it. It's just, sorry, it's just that BMW it just comes out of nowhere going backwards. That is my fault. That Porsche on the left and the BMW, I don't think I had anything to do with that. But I mean, it's T1 Monza chaos, right? And I know I'm part of the cause of it. And yeah, that is my friend on the right. You can see Redcoat Viking in the top left. Well, I actually hit the Porsche first, then him. And it causes the Porsche out to take him off. Monza, right? God damn it. But carry on with the race. I think I'm doing alright then. 8th. Got through the chaos. I do like Monza. It is quite tricky, to be honest. This corner here, if you can nail it, it feels so damn good. Sort of cut this corner a tiny bit and then zoom past. And I mean, I did go off the track on one of those parts, but I think I did that really well. But I do really struggle with these two corners in terms of where to brake, how much to brake, and yeah, you can see that Porsche is just, he's leaving me in the dirt, right? Leaving me in the dust or whatever. Now, coming further down here, this is a corner that I sometimes find tricky, and yeah, I completely lose the back end. I think I may have clipped the curb or the sausage on the corner, and yeah, there's not much I can do here. I have to pretty much let everyone pass. I shouldn't have pulled out in front of that guy. He did not hit me. How it works with Rennsport, you can see the tyres in the bottom right. If they go red because you've span off, they stay red for an extremely long time. So if you spin off in Rennsport, you're probably going to spin off the next corner unless you take it extremely carefully. I don't know if it's like that in real life, but I think it's something they need to tweak. So yeah, I've gone from starting down in like 12th or 15th to going to 8th through T1 and a couple of corners after that to last. You can see two people have quit, but yeah, I'm last and it's not great. I've skipped forward to lap 3 because nothing really happened. Someone span off, which I took over them, and someone went into the pits and I had to take over him. So I'm up. But you can see how much time I've gained already on that opening chicane. 2.2 seconds. So I know I can race better than I have been, and it's that consistency I know I need. So I'm not sure where to brake there. In between 100 and 150 probably went a bit too much. But that corner again, I think I've taken that pretty well. Apart from the first one was too slow, but now I'm up 3 seconds already. Now in terms of what, well, yeah, never mind. But these two corners I do struggle with. But I'm still up, so I know it is like I said earlier. If I can keep being consistent, even if it's not a good pace, if I can keep setting those lap times and then try to improve them, brake a little bit later or accelerate out a little bit earlier, something like that, then that will gradually keep improving my times. Around that corner I could feel that it felt like I was going to spin out. I felt like the back end was going to lose it. But I was up at one point nearly 3 seconds in this lap. Now I'm up 0.6 seconds through losing lots of time. I could have set a much better lap. Don't take that corner really well at all. Probably broke a little bit too late, I think. I'm not sure. But this Porsche is coming well up, and I take the inside. It may have not been the best choice because on the second part of the chicane, he would naturally have the inside line to come out. But I take that, and it's good like racing experience to try and not smash into people. I think we did touch there, but overall, yeah, it was alright. Not too bad. And honestly, nothing much else happened for the rest of the race. I do have a drive-through penalty because on the second chicane I decided just to bomb straight past it for a laugh. But yeah, it gets me a drive-through penalty, but because I have that and I can't fully serve it because the race is finished, it gives me a bit of a time penalty. A 50-second time penalty. So yeah, that was my opening races, the first races I've ever done in a sim racer, and it was in this new game Rennsport, but I am actually playing in iRacing now. Done some Mazda races and some open wheel ones, and the turn left races as well, the ones where you just only turn left. Done some of those as well. I'll be making iRacing content going forward, apart from one more video which I'm going to do on Rennsport, which was, for me, a really damn good race. So that'll be my next video. If you want to follow me, follow my quote-unquote career through sim racing and trying not to crash and improving and being able to race really well, then give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. And yeah, any tips you got for me, please let me know, because you know I need them. But thank you for watching.